We often worry about memory, cardiovascular health, and blood pressure, but there's something equally important that's often forgotten: our legs. Because if memory fails, we can rely on caregivers. But when we can no longer walk or stand steadily, we lose our independence. And what's more dangerous? Leg muscles don't deteriorate suddenly, but silently, day by day, week by week. Today, I will share with you 6 foods that help nourish each muscle fiber, from the knees and thighs to the calves, so that your legs are not only stronger, but also help you maintain autonomy in every step. This video doesn't require you to change everything in your diet. We will only do one small thing together. Choose the right 6 foods, just a little each day, but enough to nourish muscle fibers, soothe nerves, and restore leg endurance. No miracle drugs, no magic, but what to eat for breakfast to avoid fatigue during activity, what helps blood circulation to reduce leg numbness, and what helps you avoid nighttime cramps. Just understand and adjust gently, and your body will respond, not loudly, but surely and gratefully. Now, let's start with a gentle question. Do you ever feel like your legs are two bricks? Not painful, not numb, but heavy. So heavy that even getting up from a chair requires momentum. And strangely, just yesterday you could go to the market, but today just reaching the gate makes your legs feel disobedient. Then you sigh. Well, old age has finally arrived. Hold on, old age is indeed coming. But the feeling of tired legs, heavy legs, and exhaustion after just a few steps isn't necessarily due to aging. Sometimes it's simply your muscles are out of fuel, and that fuel doesn't come from expensive supplements, not from the gym, but from a sweet potato. Right now, we will explore the wonderful benefits of this food for your legs. I know many people after 50 start to fear starches like they fear weight gain. They avoid sweet potatoes and wheat flour. But in reality, not all starches are the same. Your body doesn't need to be starved. It needs to be nourished with the right kind of energy. Sweet potatoes have a moderate glycemic index, meaning they don't spike blood sugar too quickly. A 150-gram sweet potato contains about 27 grams of carbohydrates, but it's absorbed by the body gradually, thanks to the surrounding fiber. It's like you're slowly and steadily filling up your gas tank, not spraying it all in at once and then running out after a short distance. Do you remember the last time you walked and wanted to sit down before 10 minutes had passed? Or were cleaning the house and felt your legs give out, like you had just climbed a mountain? That might be when your muscles needed a boost, and sweet potatoes do that very gently. They don't need loud advertising or carry the label of expensive superfoods, but they contain everything your legs need, from good carbohydrates to potassium, an essential mineral for muscle function. The potassium in sweet potatoes not only helps prevent cramps, but also improves the ability of muscles to contract and relax. Imagine you're driving a car and the brakes and accelerator aren't in sync. How can you drive smoothly? It's the same with muscles. Without enough potassium, the signals from the brain to the legs will be disrupted. You command to step, but your legs just take their time. What's more, inside the orange or soft purple color of sweet potatoes lies a whole world of fatty micronutrients that you never thought of. Beta-carotene, a precursor to vitamin A, can reach over 11,000 micrograms in one medium-sized baked sweet potato. And no, it's not just good for the eyes. It also protects muscle cells from oxidative stress, something that often happens when you exercise, even lightly. The thin skin of sweet potatoes also provides vitamin E, like a small layer of armor that helps muscle cells not get damaged when age starts knocking on the door. It might sound academic, but just remember this simply. Sweet potatoes not only fill you up, but also make your legs feel better when you move. There was a 62-year-old man who still walked his pet every morning and never complained of tired legs. When asked, he revealed, every morning he steamed a sweet potato, ate it with boiled eggs, and a little unsweetened yogurt. Such a simple meal, but he said, "Since eating like this, I don't feel tired when walking anymore. I go up the stairs in one go without needing to rest halfway like my neighbors." You don't need to change your entire diet. Just add 1 to 2 sweet potatoes a week to your breakfast or afternoon snack, steamed or lightly baked, keeping the skin on if possible. That's enough for a small step forward in leg health. You might not see a difference in a day or two, but pay attention after 2 to 3 weeks. Then you'll be surprised when you go to the supermarket without needing to look for a chair to rest, or when you wake up in the morning without feeling that tightness in your calves like before. Sweet potatoes, although not fancy or expensive, provide what many people are lacking: sustained, stable, and easily digestible energy. It's not a superfood hyped by the media. It's an everyday food, But sometimes it's the everyday things that help us live healthily in the long run. Have you ever slept straight through the night? But when you open your eyes, your legs feel as tired as if you've walked miles. Not intensely painful, but every time you stand up, your legs feel heavy, slightly tight in the calves, or tremble slightly when you go down the stairs. Many people think, "Oh well, I must have walked a bit too much yesterday." But the thing is, that feeling keeps repeating, even on days when you haven't done any special activities. That's not ordinary muscle fatigue. It's very likely a silent reminder from your body that you're deficient in minerals, especially magnesium, a micronutrient that plays a crucial role in helping muscles relax at the right time, helping nerves transmit signals smoothly, and keeping your sleep deeper. And the good news is, you don't have to look far, because there's a very simple, easy to cook, easy to digest food, but extremely effective in helping restore flexibility and prevent nighttime cramps. Its name is oats. When oats are mentioned, many people immediately picture a watery bowl of porridge, bland and tasteless. But in reality, every 100 grams of whole oats contains up to 177 milligrams of magnesium, equivalent to nearly 45% of the daily requirement. This is one of the few grains with a high magnesium content, and it's also easily digestible and doesn't cause much bloating, making it very suitable for people over 60, especially those who often experience slight twitches in the calves while sleeping, tired legs even after very little walking, waking up in the middle of the night for no apparent reason, feeling breathless or slightly shaky when standing for a long time. All of those signs can be related to a magnesium deficiency, a mineral that is often easily overlooked in daily meals but is extremely important for muscle contraction and relaxation, as well as sleep regulation. Not only magnesium, oats also provide both iron and plant-based protein. Iron. Although in non-heme form, plant-based iron, oats still provide nearly 4 milligrams of iron per 100 grams, helping red blood cells carry oxygen to muscles, increasing recovery after exercise. Protein. In 100 grams of oats, there are about 13 grams of plant-based protein, a very significant amount compared to other starches like white rice or bread. And when combined with milk or nuts, this protein will be even more effective in supporting the maintenance of muscle mass. Beta-glucan fiber. A silent companion for cardiovascular health, helping to mildly lower cholesterol, stabilize blood sugar, limit sudden hunger pangs, and support stable digestion. But how to eat oats correctly to restore strength to your legs every day? The best time? Morning or early afternoon. This is when the body needs sustained energy to engage in light activities like walking, cleaning the house, gardening, and oats are the ideal clean fuel. The right amount, about 30 to 50 grams of dry oats, slow cooked with hot water or unsweetened milk is enough. No need to eat a lot, just regularly. Effective combinations. Add a few slices of ripe banana. Increases potassium, magnesium, and natural sweetness. Sprinkle a spoonful of ground flaxseed or walnuts, rich in good fats and anti-inflammatory properties. Or try the savory version. Cook with soft steamed eggs, stir-fried vegetables, and a few drops of olive oil, creating a nutritious, easy-to-eat, and delicious savory oatmeal porridge. Some notes to maximize the benefits of oats. Do not use instant oatmeal with fruit flavors and lots of sugar, as it easily causes blood sugar fluctuations and has the opposite effect. Limit consumption late at night, as some people with sensitive digestive systems may experience mild bloating if eaten close to bedtime. If you find the taste bland, don't add sugar. Try with fresh fruit or unsweetened nut milk. The flavor will be much milder and more natural, and the best part is, after 2 to 3 weeks of regular consumption, you will clearly feel your legs are lighter, you sleep more deeply, and you wake up feeling stronger and more alert. Not because oats are a miracle drug, but because they are replenishing what your body has been silently lacking, a little bit each day, without anyone realizing. Did your most recent breakfast have magnesium? Did it have protein? Or was it just a slice of bread and a weak cup of coffee? If you want your legs to stop twitching in the middle of the night, if you want to start your morning with steady steps, try making a small change starting tomorrow morning. A bowl of oats. Not expensive, not hard to cook, but it can be the unlock for your tired legs for so long. When we think of fruit, we often think of a sweet, cool taste, a bit of gentle sourness, and vibrant colors. But there's one fruit that goes completely against that. It's soft, fatty, has almost no clear sweetness, and even for many people trying it for the first time, it feels confusing. However, as you pass the age of 60, you'll find this to be one of the most friendly and wise foods for your body. That is the avocado. Why is that? Because when your legs start to feel tired after just a few short steps, when the slight twitch in your calves wakes you up in the middle of the night, or when climbing stairs becomes something that makes your heart beat faster than usual, then your body is speaking about more than just a lack of energy or exercise. There are silent changes happening inside. The muscle membrane is damaged by oxidative stress. Nerve transmission slows down due to a lack of protective coating, and low-grade chronic inflammation is gradually spreading. And all of that can be improved, not with medication, but with the right food choices every day. And avocado lies at the heart of that choice. The fat in avocados is a form of monounsaturated fat, a type of fat that modern medicine has considered a soft medicine for both cardiovascular health and the nervous system. Unlike animal fat that causes narrowed blood vessels and fatty liver, or repeatedly fried oil that increases inflammation, the fat in avocados helps soften cell membranes, reduce CRP levels, a silent inflammatory marker in the blood, and creates conditions for signals from the brain to the muscles to be transmitted faster and with less leakage. For young people, this impact isn't very obvious, but for older adults, where every reflex can slow down by a beat, that support is extremely valuable. Vitamin E in avocados follows a similar logic. It doesn't make the body strong immediately, but it protects each muscle cell from damage every day. Every time you stand up, every time you take a quick step, every time you push a bike, it creates small micro-traumas in the muscle tissue. When we are young, we hardly feel them, but after 60, the body recovers more slowly, and the cell membranes become thinner. Without the support of vitamin E, those small injuries accumulate, causing dull fatigue, reduced flexibility, and in the long run, weakening the ability to maintain balance. One rather interesting thing is that vitamin E needs fat to be absorbed. If you only eat green vegetables, the absorption of vitamin E will be limited. But with avocados, fat and vitamin E coexist in a complete package, naturally, helping the body receive enough without needing any other supporting substances. This is why just a small serving of avocado each day can make a difference for the neuromuscular system in older adults. And if you've ever heard that eating avocados makes you fat and increases cholesterol, then it's time for us to update our perspective. Modern research has proven that the fat from avocados does not increase bad LDL cholesterol, and on the contrary, it can improve blood lipids in a positive direction if used appropriately. Not only that, it also helps reduce insulin resistance, a factor directly related to muscle loss in older adults, especially those with a history of diabetes or mild metabolic disorders. In a context where aging is not just muscle loss, but also overlapping metabolic disorders and chronic inflammation, adding a food that both reduces inflammation and supports metabolism like avocado is truly a valuable choice. The important thing isn't whether avocados are good or not, but how you eat avocados every day. Avocados aren't for eating in large quantities. Eating more than one a day can lead to excess energy or mild bloating, especially in people with sensitive stomachs. But half an avocado a day, from 50 to 75 grams, is a very reasonable amount, enough to supplement MUFA, vitamin E, potassium, without increasing fat or blood sugar. And if you're wondering, when should you eat them? The answer is noon or late afternoon. This is when the digestive system is stable, the body is expending a lot of energy, and needs more sustainable fuel. Avocado in the morning can sometimes cause slight bloating if eaten on an empty stomach. As for the evening, especially close to bedtime, it can easily make you feel heavier than desired. Preparation is also something to consider. Avocados should be eaten in slices or blended smoothly with unsweetened nut milk, a little flaxseed or oats to make a smoothie. Avoid using with condensed milk, sugar, or heavy cream, things that seem delicious but reduce the metabolic benefits of avocados. A slice of avocado eaten with boiled eggs, a few slices of tomato, and a slice of whole grain bread is both delicious, stabilizes blood sugar, and helps the neuromuscular system function smoothly throughout the afternoon. Avocados don't need to be eaten every day, but if you add avocados to your diet 4 to 5 times a week, you are silently giving your body a tool to fight muscle fatigue, cramps, loss of reflexes, and micro-neurological disorders, factors that after the age of 60, everyone more or less has to face. And sometimes the difference between a comfortable or tired afternoon, between a deep sleep or waking up in the middle of the night due to calf cramps, doesn't come from a pill or an exercise, but just from a soft, ripe avocado, eaten at the right time, in the right way. Have you ever heard the saying, small but mighty? If not, then today, I'm going to introduce you to an entire army of tiny titans. But each one has strength that rivals heavy-duty supplements. And no, They're not in a medicine bottle. No prescription needed. No complicated extracts. They're right there in the cute little fruit container in the supermarket. Yes, we're talking about berries, strawberries, raspberries, blueberries, blackberries. Those round, delicate fruits that seem only good for decorating birthday cakes. But in reality, they are the silent heroes helping you avoid muscle fatigue, knee pain, and even that little crack sound when you squat down and stand up. Sounds a bit strange, doesn't it? Why would fruit affect leg strength? Actually, if you only think of muscles and bones as enough to walk, then let me gently remind you, there's a villain that's often overlooked, and that's connective tissue. Tendons, ligaments, cartilage, collagen. It sounds dry, but imagine them as biological rubber bands that keep your moving parts working in harmony. When these rubber bands are elastic, we move flexibly. When they become stiff, disordered, or weak, every step is like walking on a foam-padded floor, easy to slip, easy to lose balance, and hard to recover. And believe it or not, tiny fruits like blueberries and strawberries are top-notch foods that help you protect and regenerate those rubber bands. Why is that? Because after the age of 50, our bodies start to cut back production of collagen, meaning they make less, replenish slowly, and it depletes quickly. Then add oxidative stress, those free radicals stirring up trouble in muscles, tendons, and joints every time you move, stand for a long time, or change posture, and everything starts to subtly deteriorate. That's why small things like squatting to pick up vegetables, bending down to put on shoes, or turning around to look behind you can cause mild pain, tendon strain, or worse, a slight twist when you misstep on the stairs. And usually, no one bothers to tell the doctor about those little twists. This is exactly when berries step in. No fuss, no loud advertising, but when included in your diet regularly, they act like an internal security team. In each small fruit is a wealth of powerful antioxidants, anthocyanins, polyphenols, and vitamin C, all of which are input materials for regenerating collagen and repairing damaged soft tissue. And no, I'm not talking in a laboratory. Real-world research has shown older adults who regularly eat blueberries have a clear improvement in their ability to recover from movement, even increased hand grip strength, a sign of healthy tendons and fast muscle recovery. And strawberries? This easy-to-find fruit is a leader in vitamin C, which is essential for binding collagen fibers together, like the biological cement of tendon tissue. The best part? You don't need to eat them like medicine. No strict dosages. No need to chew 30 times or avoid drinking water for 15 minutes after eating. Just toss a small handful into your breakfast. Mix with oats, eat with yogurt, or simply eat them plain. And that's enough to create positive changes after a few weeks. Imagine, just by eating 6 to 8 small berries each morning, you're helping your body fight inflammation, repair soft tissue, stabilize blood sugar, and reduce the feeling of knee fatigue without having to remember any pills. That's the best thing about berries. No fuss, no pressure, just consistency and understanding the right way to eat them. But hold on a second. We still need to talk about a few survival secrets for using berries correctly. Many people think the more the better. But if you eat dried berries mixed with sugar or drink bottled juice labeled 100% natural, then I'm sorry to say, you're taking in more sugar than antioxidants. Choose fresh or frozen whole berries. Smoothies with unsweetened nut milk are a reasonable choice. Easy to digest, delicious, and they retain all the antioxidants that are very sensitive to high temperatures. Or simpler, a small bowl of berries after lunch, a few slices of low-fat cheese, or eaten with oats. All are recipes that don't need a chef but still achieve the desired results. And if you're wondering, I have a stomach ache, is it okay to eat sour fruit? The answer is, don't eat them on an empty stomach. Berries, no matter how good, still contain mild acid, so it's best to consume them after meals or with soft foods to avoid discomfort. The strangest thing about berries is this: they're so small you might underestimate them. But their impact, if used regularly, is very profound. Not in a drink once and feel better immediately way, but in a sustainable, gentle, silent improvement, like how you feel your steps are lighter after a month, or sleep more deeply because you're no longer woken up by nighttime cramps. If there's one piece of advice to summarize this section, it's probably, feed your legs, smart fruit. No need for fancy juice or expensive vitamin pills. Just a handful of berries each morning, and you've given your body a soft but durable weapon to protect your muscles, tendons, and ligaments from the wear and tear of time. So, the next time you see a small container of blueberries in the freezer, don't think it's just for your grandkids' snacks. It's the soft shield for your knees, ankles, and your overall stability in the years to come. Have you ever eaten a piece of salmon and thought to yourself, "That's delicious, but it's probably only good for my heart"? If so, then today, I have to speak up for your legs. Because they're sulking. Many people over 60 are very concerned about their cardiovascular health, and rightly so. A weak heart is tiring. But sometimes you forget that your heart still has a companion, your legs. The heart pumps blood. The legs carry the whole body. The heart needs to be strong, but if your legs are weak, you'll still be sitting there. No matter how healthy your heart is, you won't be able to go anywhere. So, today we're having a serious, but still fun, conversation about a type of fish. Not just good for the heart, but also strength insurance for your legs. Fatty fish. Before you say, "Sounds fatty, I'm already scared," please calm down. Fatty here isn't the kind of greasy fat, but good fat. The kind of omega-3 fatty acids that our bodies need more and more as we age, like a soft cushion between our knee joints. Now let me ask you a straightforward question. Do you ever walk for 10 minutes and feel like you've just climbed a mountain, or sit down to rest and then have to hold onto the chair to stand up steadily? Or do your calves twitch at night like someone is gently pulling from the inside? If so, then congratulations. Your body is announcing, "I need fish." Not dried fish, not fried fish, but fatty fish, okay? Because in fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, and sardines, there's a powerful muscle nerve protection duo called EPA and DHA. These two components are like a super fast repair team in the body. Wherever there's inflammation, they're there. Wherever there's damaged muscle fiber, they patch it up. Wherever nerve signals are transmitting slowly, they lubricate them right away. They don't talk much, don't create an immediate wow feeling. But after 2 to 3 weeks, you'll suddenly notice, "Why aren't the stairs as tiring this week? Why do I feel so light when I stand up this morning?" It's not magic. It's omega-3s working silently, like a good friend, not showing off. And it's not just that. Fatty fish also helps the body increase its ability to rebuild muscle tissue, something that, after the age of 60, we leak a little bit of every day. One study showed that older adults who regularly supplemented with omega-3s for 2 months had a 30% increase in their ability to synthesize muscle protein. That means you eat, you exercise, and you can retain the most valuable things: muscle mass, strength, and stability when walking. And now I hear a small voice in my ear. "But fatty fish is so expensive. How can I afford to eat it all the time?" Very reasonable. But don't worry, you don't need Alaskan salmon every day. Canned sardines, steamed mackerel, lightly braised tuna. As long as the oil isn't repeatedly fried and it's not covered in fat, it's still good-hearted fatty fish. 2 fish meals a week are enough. We're not even close to living like the Japanese. It's just, instead of a salty braised red meat meal, we switch to soft-baked fish with some vegetables. Doesn't require much effort, but it changes the feeling in your legs. I know some of you are still whispering, "I find fish fishy. I'm tired of it. It's a hassle." Well then, try again, okay? But this time steam it with ginger, or bake it with lemon, or mix it into a salad. Fatty fish doesn't need to be fancy. Just don't deep fry it, because frying will kill all the omega-3s. And eating fatty fish without omega-3s is like watching TV without turning on the power. And I'm saying this not just to convince you to eat fish. I'm saying this to remind you that the strength of your legs isn't in big tendons or bulging muscles, but in the ability to recover after exercise, in the level of lubrication of the motor nerves, in silent flexibility. And fatty fish, even just a small piece each week, directly contributes to all of those things. So the next time you step out of bed and find yourself standing up slower, or you're sitting down and feel your legs being gently held back, don't rush to blame your joints. Ask yourself, haven't I eaten fatty fish in a while? If the answer is yes, it's been a while, then it's time to pull that steamer out of the cupboard and start a love at first bite relationship with tuna, salmon, and sardines again. Your legs will thank you for it. Today's final food, eggs. There are times when you feel you're not as steady as you used to be, not because of clear pain and not because of heavy aching, just a feeling that your legs no longer listen. Standing up feels a bit wobbly. Stepping down stairs, you have to hold on lightly. You trip on a small edge of a rug, and your heart skips a beat. It's not exactly weak muscles. It's the neuromuscular system transmitting signals slower, little by little, over the years. After the age of 60, this situation is not uncommon. Many people share that they feel their legs aren't solid, even though they don't hurt. It feels like there's a half-beat delay between thought and action, as if the brain has commanded to walk, but the legs respond a second later. And this is where eggs, the simplest food in the kitchen, play a special role that few people realize, helping the neuromuscular system transmit signals more accurately, motor reflexes become more agile, and maintaining coordination between the brain, nerves, and muscles in a stable, smooth way. You may have heard a lot about protein in eggs, but actually, the most valuable things are in the yolk, where nutrients that very few older adults get enough of are concentrated. Choline, vitamin B12, and D. Choline is a basic component for creating acetylcholine, a neurotransmitter responsible for intentional motor activities like standing up, walking, and turning to maintain balance. If there isn't enough choline, motor signals will transmit slower. And that's precisely why older people are more prone to falls, even if the ground isn't uneven. One large chicken egg contains about 147 milligrams of choline, over 25% of the recommended daily intake. Especially, this is a natural form of choline, easily absorbed, and doesn't cause bloating like some synthetic supplements. It doesn't stop there. Eggs are also an extremely important natural source of vitamin B12. B12 is the nutrient that helps restore the myelin sheath, the insulating layer surrounding nerves. When this layer thins with age, signals from the brain to the muscles become disrupted, causing muscles to react incorrectly or slowly. What's the result? Stumbling, misstepping on stairs, or simply the feeling that your feet no longer grip the ground firmly. Eggs provide about 0.6 micrograms of vitamin B12 per egg, over 20 to 25% of the daily requirement. And thanks to their natural biological structure, this is a form of B12 that is much easier to absorb than the synthetic form from pills. This is extremely important because older adults absorb B12 less efficiently through the stomach due to reduced stomach acid and intrinsic factor. In addition to choline and B12, egg yolks also contain vitamin D, a nutrient not only necessary for bones, but also involved in regulating nerve reflexes and muscle contraction and relaxation. When you're deficient in vitamin D, you're more prone to muscle stiffness, have difficulty recovering after light exercise, and especially, easily lose balance when changing positions. But what makes eggs truly unique is their complete combination: high biological protein, fat-soluble vitamins, easy to cook, easy to eat, and easy to incorporate into older adults' meals. One boiled egg, seemingly simple, is a perfect breakfast for people over 60. Rich in protein, provides choline, vitamin D, and B12, keeps you full longer, doesn't raise blood sugar, and doesn't feel heavy. If eaten with oats, steamed vegetables, or a slice of whole wheat bread, it's a meal that nourishes muscles, nerves, blood vessels, all in just a few minutes of preparation. Many people used to avoid eggs due to concerns about cholesterol. But in fact, according to Harvard Health and the American Heart Association, healthy people can completely eat one egg a day without negatively affecting their cardiovascular health. Even for people with slightly high blood cholesterol but no heart disease, eating 4 to 5 eggs a week is completely reasonable, as long as the overall diet remains balanced and doesn't have excess saturated fat from other sources. And remember, the yolk isn't the bad guy. It's where the majority of choline, vitamin D, B12, and even lutein, an important antioxidant that helps protect the brain and improve nerve reflexes, are concentrated. However, like any food, the way eggs are prepared significantly affects their health benefits. Deep-fried eggs, eggs fried until crispy, or fried with bacon will lose some nutrients and increase the metabolic burden. In contrast, soft-boiled eggs, steamed eggs, or sunny-side-up eggs with a little oil are optimal choices, retaining nutrients and being friendly to older adults' digestive systems. If you're not used to eating eggs every day, start gently, 3 times a week, in the morning or after exercise. Combine them with steamed vegetables, oats, or a slice of whole wheat bread to increase the absorption of fat-soluble vitamins and create a more balanced meal. The good news is, after just a few weeks of implementation, many people share that they feel their legs listen better. There's no longer that feeling of imbalance when turning, no more nighttime cramps, and most importantly, they feel more confident when stepping downstairs, when strolling in the park, or simply getting up from a chair without support. That's not magic. That's the result of silently nourishing the neuromuscular system every day from a familiar and beloved food. You don't need to change your entire diet. No need to memorize long lists of micronutrients. You just need to remember this. If you want to keep your legs steady after 60, then the brain, nerves, and muscles need to be nourished correctly. And whole eggs, simple, small, are the food that helps those three systems coordinate more harmoniously, more agilely, and more durably every day. How will you eat your eggs tomorrow morning? Soft-boiled with steamed greens? Soft sunny side up with half an avocado? Or simply a steamed egg custard with a few slices of carrot? Whatever you choose. Every time you eat an egg, you're helping your body reconnect those motor signals that were once disjointed. It's a small step to regain that feeling of steadiness, not just in your legs, but also in your mind. Perhaps you no longer step as quickly as you used to, no longer walk for hours without feeling tired, and no longer have that natural feeling of flexibility you once had. But that doesn't mean we have to accept weakening legs with age, because in reality, old age doesn't take away our strength overnight. It just silently withdraws a little bit at a time when we forget to listen to our bodies. And today we've gone through 6 types of food together. Not new, not luxurious, but capable of nourishing your legs from the inside out. From sweet potatoes, for a sustainable source of energy, to oats, helping muscles recover after exercise. Then avocados, soothing the silent inflammation in tendons and joints. Berries, supporting collagen and protecting connective tissue. Fatty fish, supplementing omega-3s to help nerves and muscles coordinate better. And finally, whole eggs, a type of biological material that helps restore, maintain muscles, and protect the entire motor nervous system. They won't magically turn your legs back to 20 years old, but if eaten regularly, correctly, in the right amount, they can help you stand up more steadily, climb stairs more easily, and wake up in the morning with legs, no longer feeling like they're dragging with fatigue like before. The strength of your legs doesn't come from one meal. It comes from choices repeated every day. A boiled egg in the morning, a spoonful of oats, a few slices of soft avocado, or half a bowl of steamed fish. Sometimes the difference between a healthy day and a tired day isn't about what medicine we take. It's about what did we eat this morning to nourish our legs. And if you start today with just one of those 6 foods, your legs will remember, will respond, and step by step, strength will return. If you found today's video helpful, even if it's just a small suggestion for a meal or an aha, so that's it, feeling for that persistent aching you've had for so long, then I really hope you'll share it with your loved ones, friends, or anyone going through the stage where their body is starting to slow down. Because sometimes an egg, a small piece of fish, or just a handful of berries, if eaten at the right time in the right way, can help a loved one of yours reduce leg fatigue, sleep better, and walk more steadily after just a few weeks. If this is your first time to the channel, I invite you to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss other content, where I will continue to help you understand your body better, take care of it smarter, and together preserve independence, flexibility, and the joy of living every day.